Alright, the camera is on. So, I was supposed to record Zeta Gundam today, and I don't think that's going to happen. I want to record Zeta Gundam. But apparently I don't actually want to. Because, just like when you have to write an essay, and you end up cleaning your room, or dusting shelves, or gardening, or going for a walk, and suddenly you get this idea that's like, wow, it's really important that I go for a long walk around the neighborhood. I aimed myself at watching Zeta Gundam today, and my actual behavior has been to do everything else. Been to do anything else. And even as I got set up, and I've been fiddling with my setup a bunch, and I was like, wow, I should go back to trying to code the MPV thing that I've been trying to code to make a thing work for synchronizing. And all of these things are valid and fair and would be good things to do. I want to take the skates out. I just rockered them. I just switched the axles around so that I've got a rockered skate set up, and I want to go out with them and ride around. But what I'm supposed to do, what I want to do, what I said I want to do, and what I clearly don't actually want to do, is watch Zeta Gundam. Why? I've been thinking about that for a few days now. Literally for a few days. This is not the first day that this has happened. I think night before last I went to bed and I was like, I'm going to watch Zeta Gundam tomorrow. And I slept real shit. And I woke up and I was like, okay, that's a good enough excuse to not watch Zeta Gundam. It's quite possible that I slept real shit in order to sabotage myself so that I wouldn't watch Zeta Gundam. I wouldn't put it past the subconscious to be able to do something like that. And that's fucking interesting, I think. But I've been thinking about why. Why am I acting like this around this show? Something that I read in Aaron Horschig's book. I guess I just generalized the idea from the section on back pain. It says, a spine injury sets off a cascade of events. While the pain may burn out in a few weeks or months, the mechanics are changed instantly. How the spine carries load from then on is affected at that particular segment, and forces are shifted to the facet joints. And then what I've done is I've coagulated that with, there is no way I'm taking swimming lessons this summer. Tina's 7-year-old, blah, 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 because they signed him up for lessons. But you love swimming. The parents exchange a look, say they'll think about it, and continue the discussion later, but they were shocked. It was unheard of for their son to turn down any activity with his best friend Henry, especially one related to athletics. Some of these things come up all the time for parents when they're baffled by the way their child responds to something. Sometimes this uncharacteristic behavior is because of more deep-seated reasons. As Tina and Scott, the parents, spoke later that night, they agreed that their son's surprising right-brained emotional response, likely resulted from a mildly traumatic experience he had undergone 3 years earlier, an experience he probably wasn't even thinking about. And in the background of that memory is him going to a swimming lesson and being treated poorly. Implicit memories. Things that have fired together. He went to a swimming lesson thing and they were too hard on him. They dunked his head underwater and made him hold his breath and made him jump off the diving board and stuff like that. A subconscious, implicit connection between a thing, an activity, an action, and a negative experience. I think that's why I've stopped going to the gym. I haven't been to the gym in weeks. Just a week or so ago, when somebody asked me about it, a friend of mine who I got into going to the gym, I said, it just doesn't align with my goals right now. And in truth, I've been working to some extent on hand balancing and moving toward better bodily control and calisthenics. been doing pull-ups, I've been doing a lot of air squats and similar movements, a lot of jumping jacks, a lot of light ballistic movement to deepen my hip, but the truth is that I've been injured. And I think it happened at the gym. But I wasn't aware of it, because it wasn't a pain injury. It was a misalignment injury. So I wasn't really aware of it. I just sort of brushed it off as normalcy, but it's embedded in me now as a pain complex related to the gym as a whole. And I had some social interactions at the gym that were not good. I got treated really badly by a guy who works there. And those things have anchored themselves into my brain and become sources of discomfort, unconscious discomfort. And those sources of unconscious discomfort are the real reason underneath that I haven't been going to the gym. Not because I decided not to. I just simply slipped away from it. The reason that I thought about it in terms of pain was that the line that I read from Aaron's book about completely changing the way that weight is distributed across the spine, a little while ago I had a connection between that line and that idea, which was that your behaviors can totally shift, and you'll come up with reasons in reverse for why they've shifted that aren't true. When the real reason that your behavior has shifted is because of some underlying pain or trauma that is being interpreted by your unconscious mind and converted into whatever you might state about the behavior. So what happened with Zeta Gundam? Well, I made a mistake. A rather simple one. A misinterpretation of a character interaction. And a couple people called me out on it, reasonably so. Like, how could you not understand that Rakoa and Char are, like, there's a thing going on there? And I think what I felt in response to that was shame, or something akin to it. If my view of self is I am capable of interpreting shows, a reasonable view to have and one that I would like to have, and this evidence appears that is, you are not capable of interpreting this show at the moment. You have messed it up pretty bad. Well, that doesn't jive with my identity, with my perceptual framework of self. So there must be something wrong. And then I think I failed to address the problem effectively. And failed to really understand what the problem was. Then I self-flagellated. Like Dobby in Harry Potter, banging his head against a wall, going, "Stupid Dobby, fuck, stupid Dobby." And I punished myself for my mistake. And I think that's what the real unconscious impetus behind the whole Zeta Gundam Rewind thing was. Because at present, with a little bit of distance from it, I can say with great clarity that I hated doing those. I don't think they're good videos, and I didn't like making them. So they were a form of self-punishment. Now, there's something true to it, which is that I did make the mistake, and I do think that I had grossly misinterpreted a lot of Zeta, and there's been some gain from them. I think I understand the background of the show a lot better, and some of the pieces of the first half of the show a lot better, having gone through the beginning, the format that I was, but they sucked to make, and I dreaded them every time. As one would expect from a punishment. You don't like punishments, and so the punishment that I was inflicting upon myself was not enjoyable. And to those of you who did or do enjoy the Zeta Rewinds, I don't mean to knock you. If you like those videos, that's great, and I'm glad. But I don't like those videos. And I didn't like making them. I'm not sure what the best answer would have been. Probably to go back through Solo and just read through the wikis and stuff and communicate with some people in the Discord and get the information that GK provided in the interviews by Tomino and just communicate about it. But because I didn't really understand what I had done wrong, I didn't know how to do that. And so instead I tortured myself for a couple of weeks. And then justified that torture as like, no, this is the thing that I need to do in order to accomplish the thing, which is to understand the show better. I think most people didn't even care. I think most people didn't even care that I made the mistake. But I did. And I know exactly which comment got me. Wasn't there a scene earlier with Char and Rakoa kissing? I don't know when this reaction was filmed. If it was after a while, I can imagine that being forgotten. It's only a few episodes before. And so what that really revealed to me was that I wasn't paying attention to the show, really. I'd put it in my schedule, and I was watching it more as rote, as a task to complete, than actually doing what I claim to be doing here on this channel. Because what I claim to be doing is investigating media, paying attention to it, caring about it. I wasn't putting the effort in. I was making videos as a job, essentially. I'm not making videos as a job anymore. Not right now. And the proof of that is that I haven't made a video in like 4 days. You know, and that's not because I'm not taking it seriously. To be clear, it's not because I'm not taking it seriously. It's because I'm taking it seriously. Because I'm reevaluating. Because I'm recognizing that grinding through the media, which is a portion of what I've been doing, is not the thing. It's a passion suck. A killer. And it has nothing to do with whether I like or don't like, or want to watch or don't want to watch Zeta Gundam or anything else. It has to do with the approach and perspective and angle that I was taking, which was treating it as a job, as a thing that I must do because it's my source of income. And it is, and I must. That doesn't feel as true anymore. It doesn't feel as must-y. I've gone through some pain recently, and I've been absent recently. And I've lost a lot of support recently. Most of it because of I took away early access. Without an incentive to give money to boy, why give money? You know, everybody's got things that they need to spend money on and priorities for what they spend money on. And $5 a month to some dude in California who sometimes watches anime videos, and you don't get anything really special for those $5. You don't get up ahead with the thing. It doesn't tap into your dopamine the same way. Well, people dropped their subscriptions to the Patreon for good reason. And I think for good overall, $5 more in their pockets that they're not spending on something that I think is actually useless. The early access, I don't think it's useful. And then, at least I hope, those that have stayed because of the real reason that I want to be supported, which is that I would like to be crowdfunded. I would like the dynamic between us, parasocial and weird as it is, to be such that I produce things, and if you want me to continue producing things, you sacrifice a tiny bit of your funds in order to enable me to live. That was the whole idea from the beginning. And early access was the way to accomplish that at first, but I think it is no longer the way to accomplish that. And I might still be wrong about that. Still might be wrong. In part, I might be wrong because acting as though my creation is of so much value that you should pay me for nothing shits on all the people who make their money via the early access thing. But I think I'd actually like to shit on them. I think it's manipulative, and I think it's distasteful, and I could be wrong about that. And I reserve the right to change my mind, but I don't think I will. I'd rather have simple incentives for the Patreon, and I'd like to make patron-specific content. This might be that. This video might be that. Might be a Patreon exclusive. A talk sort of thing. Just to tell you about where I'm at, you know? Because maybe the YouTube channel doesn't care. Maybe the YouTube channel just cares about the actual content, right? And maybe the people who are invested care. Literally are invested in the human, so maybe they should understand more about the human, and I should expose more of the human more honestly on that front. I don't know, because then it feels like I'm withholding something from the public, and that feels like it's of value, but maybe it's not. I don't know. Oh, the difficulties. Oh, the struggle bus. But I've been through some genuine pain and discomfort, and halved my income effectively, because I was teetering over 4K and got a little proud, got a little full of myself, got a little overgrown, needed to prune. And now we've pruned, and I want to be very careful how I phrase this. Because there's a way that I could phrase this that would feel very gross to me, and it's not correct. I went almost a month with hardly any creation. After 4 years of feeling like if I missed a video, my world would collapse. And to some extent it would, because people would get really, really frustrated when a video would be late at all. And I would feel the Discord bubbling, you know. Feel the comments like, where's the video? Where's the thing that I paid for? But I went almost a month without one. Well, almost a month without creating much of anything on this front. And yet, hundreds of people stayed the course. Didn't unsubscribe. Didn't freak out and yell at me. Most of them just wondered if I was okay, and hoped that I was. So I was wrong about some things. And one of those things was, I don't need to make videos on a schedule. Bam, 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 bam. I should, because it's good for the human to have a schedule to keep. Just like the Daily Brews, get up, do whatever in the morning, get going, and do something that is productive and creative and works and is something. Just like those are really valuable for the psychology of the human. I should have a schedule, but I don't need to have a schedule in order to make the channel work. Part of the reason to have a schedule is to have early access in the first place, right? So that every Tuesday this video gets made, so that it replaces this video, so that there's a reason for people to buy buy into the Patreon, so that they buy and it becomes part of the money-making paradigm more than it is a part of the actual creative effort of the human. So I don't need to make videos every week for that specific purpose. That's not to say that I don't need to make videos. And that's what the skeezy way to say the thing would have been something like, I didn't even make anything and people still gave me money. No. That's not my attitude toward it at all. I'm amazed by it. I'm humbled by it. It means that I've made a genuine emotional connection with a lot of people. And so part of my reluctance to... reluctance is the wrong word. Part of my hesitation comes from not wanting to fuck this up too badly. Wanting to be careful about what I do, what I say, and how I say it, where I put it, and where I put my energy. Well, there's something else to that too, which is I had a flash of mortality because I really felt like I was going to die. I really felt like I was going to die. I was wrong. But it doesn't matter. That's weird to say. It matters, obviously. The difference between having cancer and not having cancer is as big a difference as there can be. But psychologically, the difference between knowing that you have cancer and not having cancer, and knowing that you have cancer and having cancer, is zero. Psychologically. Says some things about the brain which are amazing, but I thought I was gonna die. And I spent the time where I was in liminal space, floating. But I knew something with certainty, which was that as soon as there was any certainty, I would be working. That is, if that biopsy had come back and the pretty physician's assistant had gone, I'm really sorry to tell you. I would have gone, all right, cool. I'm going to go seek treatment and I'm going to start making videos because I got some things that need to be done. And I would have done some things. Don't know what. Not sure. But I know that it would have been instantly motivating, weirdly. And weirdly, the revelation that I don't have the disease has been the opposite. Taking a moment to breathe. And to recollect and to reset and to reevaluate, like, how did I get here and how did I make such a mistake? And in the process, I've been evaluating some other mistakes, and one of them is the mistake that I made with Zeta Gundam. Because the mistake that I made with Zeta Gundam was not missing Krakoa and Char. The mistake that I made was treating the show paradoxically, on one hand, like it's a masterpiece that needs to be evaluated on every level, when it's a TV anime that was spun out by a bunch of very creative people rather quickly and is kind of ill-formed in a lot of ways. And then the other half, the paradox, is treating it like a thing that I only care about because it's part of the lineup of my shows and it's part of the job. Paradox. It's simultaneously the greatest thing in the world and the worst thing in the world. And that's a reflection of, to some extent, the contradictory paradox of my own arrogance that I talked about in the Sorry video, which is that simultaneously viewing the self as like, I'm the fucking best, and also I hate myself. Weird. Maybe needs some evaluation. To be clear, I don't think that's where I'm at right now. I'm at a different place right now. I'm in a self-observing place right now. But that's kind of where I was at for a little while, was like, yeah, flip-flop. So simultaneously, I took Zeta Gundam too seriously and not seriously enough, and that's the real flaw, the real mistake that I made, that was revealed to me by the misunderstanding of Krakoa and Char. Because that moment of, I spin off the Zeta Gundam video and I say some things and I'm like, oh, this whole Krakoa Char thing, where did that come from? And a couple people in the comments are like, dude, what are you talking? They kissed like 2 episodes ago. You talked about it. You watched it. Where'd it go? Well, it went into my brain, and I did the video, and I went, peace. And then I did the editing for the video, and I went, render. And then I went, fucking out. I'm out of here. It's gone. Let it out of my brain. Like cramming for a test, they did a study on people for this. I don't remember when, and it'll take me forever to find it, but when you cram and study for a test, you immediately forget most of the things for that test immediately. You push them into your brain and you pop them right out. They're in like semi-working memory almost. I think that's kind of what I was doing with Zeta. Maybe with other shows on my lineup too. Might have been doing it for a long time. In fact, I feel like I was. And so, the mistake that gets shown to me so clearly, what are you talking about? Didn't they just kiss? Oh shit. I'm an asshole. Not just I'm making a mistake, but like, oh, I'm approaching this whole watching thing in the wrong way. It's not sticking in the way that it should. I'm not treating these shows like things that I enjoy. Because those I remember all of, The shows that stick with me that I've enjoyed watching, I remember them all. But I'm also taking them too seriously, haughtily, arrogantly, pridefully. Look at me, I'm so good at understanding the show. Who cares? How about let's enjoy the media together? How about, look, a window into a world 40 years ago where people were making this, and this was the ideation at the core of the thing. Look, a piece of a grand legacy of content that part of what's so compelling about looking up at the stars is that you can pick any person in history and they've looked up at similar stars. It's like the scene in Kimi no Na wa in Your Name, where multiple people across across Japan are all looking up to see the comet as it breaks apart and creates this incredible light show in the sky. There's this feeling of connection across by all observing one thing that's separate from all of us, and yet it shows us something about ourselves, right? So not only did all these interesting creative people work on this show, but all these interesting creative people who are now 50 and running anime studios watched Mobile Suit Zeta Gundam, and it wired their brains. It's a core part of how they think about and evaluate the world unconsciously. They watched it and cared about it, you know. There's the scene in Blue Blazes, Aoi Hono, where Hideaki Anno is staring, just watching an opening sequence that's on repeat for an anime. He's just watching it on repeat, and he goes, boom, ba-pow, poof, and he knows all the parts and every beat of the thing, and he's watching it. He's watching it over and over and over. Well, Anno watched Zeta 100%, maybe multiple times. It doesn't matter. It was part of the fabric. It's interesting. And it's interesting on a filmic level. It's interesting on a creative level, like the creators of it. It's interesting on an inspirational level, on the people who were inspired by it and the way that it fits into things. It's interesting in the way that the story of it has woven itself into the fabric of anime and animation as a whole, and Japanese storytelling over the last 4 decades as a whole. It's interesting for all these reasons. It's not interesting because I get to sit in front of a computer and make money off of it. That's not what makes it fucking interesting. But that's why I was watching it. That was the only motivation there. So I think maybe I deserved a little bit of, Dobby's so stupid. Because that's fucked up. That's fucked up. That's like throwing soup on sunflowers on a Van Gogh. That's like spitting on the Mona Lisa. Not that Zeta Gundam's the fucking Mona Lisa, because it's not. But still, you don't go into, you don't walk past a little art shop on the beach where some guy is scraping together a living, making the art that he's compelled to make and has no idea how to market it or turn it into a living. You don't walk past him and go, yeah, fuck you, man, and spit on his art. That's kind of what I did. You know, in a way that's... I'm ashamed of my own treatment of the show. So, no more of that. No more of that. And if that means that it takes me another week before I sit down and I actually watch Zeta effectively, so be it. If that means that I won't do it until it's right, then I won't do it until it's right. And if I lose subscribers or patrons because of it, fine. But I'm not gonna do it unless it's right. I can't do that. I let my fucking principles slip. I let my fucking principles slip, and I'm sorry. Why am I here? I don't mean in a broad sense here on this planet. I mean here, right now. Why am I here? Why am I making YouTube videos? Why do I have a YouTube channel? Why is it about anime? If the answer is because it makes me a living, then that's not a good enough answer. It's not a good enough answer. And unfortunately, I think there are a lot of reactor people whose reason for doing anime reactions is no longer because they love anime. It's because they can make a living off of it. I won't be one of them. I can't be one of them. Well, I could be one of them. With ease. And with deep, roiling pain inside. And self-hatred bubbling up. And it would infect every video that I made. I see it in some of the reactors that are around. I'm not going to name any of them, but you'll know who I'm talking about. You can tell that they're not doing it for the passion anymore. And no amount of arranging little objects or wearing merch or screaming and yelling and hyping yourself up for something is going to affect that. And that's not to say that there aren't moments of true love and joy in their work, because they can still happen. But they're happening like despite the motivation, not as it or not because of it. And that is a testament to the power of some of these pieces of media. Because they're able to reach out of the screen and rip your heart out of your chest and make you go, oh, right, there's passion and beauty and glory in this world. Oh, right. Okay, let me do something. You know, I've never, since I downloaded it the first time, despite a lack of disk space, I have never deleted Symphogear XV from my hard drive. It has always been sitting there. Partly because I'm afraid that I won't ever be able to find to get the same version back. But watch this. Watch this. I'll even put it up on screen for me. I don't know. I'll choose any episode. It doesn't matter. Make sure it comes up. Hello. Thank you. Literally all it took was that. Of course she won't. She's too fucking good. What the fuck? Okay, what the fuck just happened? What just happened? You just watched it happen. Huh. That's weird. That's weird. I'm a rational human being. I'm an educated, rational human being. Well above the 98th percentile in terms of any intelligence test that you give me. I'm turned into a bubbling mess of emotions by 10 seconds of media. What the fuck is that? What the fuck is that? How? Why? Well, there's a portion of my memory system that's dedicated to the storyline of Senki Zesho Symphogear, and you've got music, and music does something weird resonant with humans that I don't fucking know, and that's an extra layer of goodness, but, you know, if I do, I mean, watch this.
兄貴は死んだ。もういない。だけど俺の背中にこの胸に一つになって生き続ける。穴を掘るなら天をつく。溶け掘っても掘り抜けて突き抜けたなら俺の勝ち。
Who the hell do you think I am? I'm not my bro.
俺は俺だ。穴掘りシモンだ。
And then he goes for it. And then the smile. Whoa. I know that it's about to come. The grimace. Is that? What the fuck? I'm serious. I'm not just saying that as an expression, right? What? So, that's truth. I don't mean that the show is truth. I don't even mean that my reaction to it or my response to it is truth. I mean that the fact that it can do that to me, because it does that to me. I'm not trying to accomplish anything. The fact that it can do that to me makes it as close to the real essence of experience as anything in the entire fucking world. Like true love's first kiss, or holding your child for the first time, or fucking real true things. Fucking anime. Who would have thought? Why? Well, I don't know. That's the mystery of it. And that's the whole fucking point. Why am I sitting here? Why am I here? Because I want to understand that. And I want to share that can happen. I don't know why it happens. But it's as real as real. It's as true. And to treat it like a job? Disgusts me. And I have done it. And in doing so, I disgusted myself. So that's the level of emotion that we're dealing with here. And that's why, when shown my own failure, failure's too easy a word. Failure's like, oh well, you went and you tried and you did your best. You just didn't succeed. No. Shown my own corruption. That's more like it. Undeniable. To me. I could not face it. And so I've been running away from Zeta Gundam. And to some extent from anime as a whole. even though it is the truth and the light. It's like Isildur turning away from Mount Doom and going, no. There's an answer to this. There's an answer to this. Every fiber of my being wants to get up and go outside and put my skates on and go skate around. And I'm not going to. Not right now. I'm going to sacrifice that joy for a couple hours less. Why? Because I'm going to pop open Mobile Suit Zeta Gundam. I'm going to open up episode 35, the last episode that we watched. We're going to watch episode 35. Yes, we're rewatching it. I need to, simply because if I'm not going to do the rest of the rewinds, and I do not want to. I don't like making them. They're not fun. I should not have done them in the first place. If I'm not going to do those, then I need to be at least one step back and catch up a little bit. And we'll go from there. But I gotta... You know what I gotta do? I gotta get up and get in the fucking robot. That's what I've gotta do. And that tracks. I gotta stop moping like Amuro. And get up and get in the robot. It's what I'm here for. It's what I'm built for. It's what I'm good at. And it's what I love. And it's where I'll find everything. Yo, so initially I started out by recording episode 35, and I got like 2 minutes into it, and then Fa was like, oh, don't be so hard on them. Remember, Rakoa just fucking died. And I was like, I don't remember that. I gotta go back one more. And so what I ended up actually watching was episode 34. There will be a cut right after the OP. What I've done is I've strung together the OP portion that I watched from 35 with the actual episode from 34 so that it's timed right for the timer part of things. So if you want to use a timer for the thing, there you go. It will be episode 34, though. I may have said it wrong. It's 34. 34 that we're rewatching this time, and we'll go from there. Take it away, T. Got the subs ready? Let's do it. Timer, I guess? I don't think so. Fuck. I'm so sorry, Zeta. I'm so sorry. God, that's sexy. It's really cool. Even the little pop in with the framing is really cool. Oh my god. It's a pretty cool OP. I need water. And tea. I did get a headphone extender, so I can just sort of walk around with these things on. Whee! Ah! Okay, that I remember. Disastrous. Yeah. Yeah. Right. That I remember. Okay, good. Cool. We'll start here. Spoilers, gosh. Well, I guess Rakoa's not gonna do well here. Sorry, I'm in a little bit of pain. My thing got worse. It's because of the chair that I'm sitting on, I think. Oh my god, she cares about me. Oh. Indeed. Ah. Look at me being a good protector. And responsible adult. That is actually, that puts him very heroic. Wow. Yeah. Oh, this fucking guy. Uh, uh, he is in charge of a bunch of stuff, though, so that is kind of an accurate representation, I think. Damn, that's different. Ooh. Because he and Fa, Boku Ninjen. Attention to girl. Hmm. Hmm. There's an interesting moment as she narrows her eyes there. Camille did. Yes. Yes, you do. And it lines up with some of Tomino's representation and viewpoint on women. Cut off from parents. Yeah. We are doing a great deal of character development here that watching it back, it becomes more obvious. But of course, that's always the case. Hmm. Does it, Fa? You know, the words that she's speaking have the weight of all of her years of experience, and so she doesn't understand. That's ominous. That's a little on the nose, Tomino. Oh my, the boy! Big gulp. Makes sense, it's in space. Sarah, right? Whoa. Ooh. Oh, what a vibe. You don't get leaders like that. That's great. That's great. He goes against him or off plan, and you'd expect a leader to be like, no, you'll follow my way. Jamaicon would, right? Ha. Hmm. He just can't help himself. Just goes everywhere pissing people off. Ah. Ridiculous. Yeah. Oh my god. Now that's fair. Still, if you can avoid a fight. Yeah, but if you can avoid a fight. Yeah, you heard Max Tech flying in. That's the Reaper calling you, Rikoa. You're supposed to be resting. Same as the ship. Hmm. Damn. What an accurate dynamic. The dummies are great. What a great dynamic. expectations and the I've been on Char's side of that. Not in the same context, obviously, but like, wait, what did you want from me? Wait, you liked me? And you wanted me to do something about it? I was supposed to do something about it? What? No, it will not. Fuck. Like, right on the edge anyway. Delirious from pain, almost. Okay, contact to communicate? Yeah. The one who's been calling me. That cut through was so cool. Freaking cool sound effect, cool beams. Wow. Really death wishing it. The stars in the reflection are amazing. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, she really is hearing and following the Reaper. Or Sirocco. Being affected by some new type shenanigans of some kind, I don't know. Dami. But they don't know, do they? Brilliant. Brilliant. Here, I'll help. She'll answer me. Shut the fuck up and sit down, boy. But I'm the captain of an industry. Do you have any idea how wealthy I am? I own this boat. Basic suits go bye-bye. So she was feeling Yazan. Okay. Those full frame. Amazing. Nisemono. Ah. Fuck. Wow. He just willpowers his way through a weird space vision. Aw, the scorpion pincher is really cool. Then there's a reason that I shouldn't. Are you my mother? Whoa. Whoa. Whoa, I completely forgot that had happened. Holy shit. Holy shit, what the fuck? And they all think that she's dead because her suit exploded. Oh, that's so... Oh, that's so drama. What the fuck? I didn't even... What? You want to reignite my passion for a show? That'll do it. Oh, it's like Romeo and Juliet thinking the death has happened. Whoa! Twisty, twisty, Tomino. Yeah, she did. And, we'll talk about it. You're gonna do it anyway. Just an hour ago, you were trying to tell me what to do on my own bridge. God. All right. Just full zoom into Char's face, just like, God, I get no respect. My own damn ship. Hmm. Ah. Yeah. Doesn't under fucking ass. I don't mean one of them, I just mean in fuck ass shit titties. That's so great, it's as real as could be to them. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So, by spurning her, she ends up in the hands of the bad boy of the show, Yazan. And Char gets to sit there staring at a cactus. Damn, this show is good. I didn't pay enough attention to how fucking good the show is. It's good. Hey, no. I mean, I've already seen it, but the show is good. The little emotive moments from Rakoa are really nice. I think that her just like quick run through of her own backstory is kind of, yeah, it's kind of thin, you know? It does feel very rapid character development immediately before character death. But also, fuck. I see, look at this shit. Now, I've got an excuse, which is that it's been months now, but I thought she was actually gonna die. And I've seen the episode, and I completely forgot about Yazan grabbing her. Totally forgot about it. Shows how much attention I was really paying. Huh. Well then. The production is great throughout the episode. It really feels really good. Everything looks way better than my memory would indicate. Because my memory is like, yeah, it's a good show, but it looks kind of old. No, dude, it looks great. It looks stellar. I really like this moment. Our priority is this. Well, don't we need to get rid of all the obstacles? He turns around and goes, huh. Yeah, good point, man. All right, very well. Go for it. And Yazan gets to sit there and go, oh, I've never had a boss do that. You know, imagine you work retail. Living in one of these armies might as well be working as a salary man, right? In fact, that's a lot of what the representation is. In a lot of ways, getting in the robot is getting a job, kind of. It's like having a life. It's taking control over your own destiny. Being able to direct yourself. The machine that is a part of you, right? Most bosses, you go to them and you're like, boss, I really think that we should be doing this. And the boss is like, well, we're focused on this. And you go, yes, but reason. And the boss goes, I don't give a fuck. Do your job. You do what I tell you, and I pay you. You don't do what I tell you, you're fired. Yes, sir. Fuck, asshole. Totally different circumstance to you go to your boss and you go, hey, boss, I think we should check this out. And he goes, yes, but we're focused on this. And you go, right, but reasons. And he goes, oh, all right, go for it. Here's the funding that you need. Here's the open door. You have my permission. We'll see how it goes, and I'll observe. Oh, you trust me? Or even, oh, you're willing to let me fail in an interesting way? Even though it wasn't aligned with your original plans? Even though it doesn't boost your ego? Even though it doesn't put more stripes on your shoulder? Oh. Well, shit. Yes, boss. That's how you breed loyalty. And I think Sirocco knows that. In fact, I know Sirocco knows that. And I know that the person writing Sirocco knows that Sirocco knows that and intends to make him know that. Because it's what he says immediately after. You are important. I'm manipulating you, he says. I'm manipulating you. You're a valuable tool in my toolbox. I'd like you to like me. Therefore, sure. Right fucking on. Ugh. Of course. But then he grabs Sarah and says, just observe. Just watch. And he says, you understand, right? She narrows her eyes a little bit at him. That detail of emotional interplay, of facial expressions, of micro expressions from characters, that's really good. That's really good. On a visual and character acting level in order to convey it, but also on a storytelling level in order to think it out. I don't know what emotion Sarah feels here. But she goes through a range of expressions that express something and imply a whole cloud more. Like, okay, just from that one line, I'm just gonna take this and puff it out, just expand it out for a second. Does Sarah actually understand what Sirocco means? Is he actually saying what he means? Observing is another way to gain information, to battle, right? Understanding his tactics is another way to battle. That's what he says. Wait, Sarah, there's no place for you in Yazan's warfare. But what is he actually saying? And what is he actually doing? Well, he reaches out and makes physical contact with her. And there's an element of this that's like, no, you're too good to be lost in battle. It's like, I might say to Yazan's face, you're very important to me, but you, Sarah, you need to learn. It's like the difference between letting... Yazan is like a dog that he lets off his leash so that the dog is happy. But he's like training Sarah to lead. You know, there's power there. And also doing this whole layered sexual emotional manipulation that Sirocco does to all the women that he meets. It's like, you're special and smart and more. Yazan gets to go and do his dumb play stuff where he fights around. Doesn't affect my plans much. You need to understand how he fights so that you can make real decisions, so that you can be really important. You are being groomed for command, Sarah. Fuck. But that's just implied. Or actually, it's just inferred. Layers and layers of a thing that I don't even know if the writer was actually intending to put them there, but they come across. It's like the subtext. It's the undercurrent of the thing. And it's present in all of the interactions. Not that particular thing, but like different subtexts, different undercurrents are present in all of the interactions between all of the characters. The sort of joking sequence between Fa and Astanaji and Camille, like, that's funny for you to say things like that. It's subtext. It's layered and layered, or everything that's said under the surface of the communication between Char and Rakoa in the episode. And of course, our central character for the episode and the driving motivator of the core plot, Rakoa herself, is in a weird space throughout this one. Like, truly losing it. Being pulled outside of herself by something ethereal. Feeling a pull. Being drawn away. I heard a voice. I felt compelled. She's really, like, near delirious. Lost in the past and in weird ideations of the future. Sort of walking around in a haze. We see it as she's... I had this feeling as she comes through here, as the, the sirens are going, she's just going by rote. Like, I put on the pilot suit because I'm a pilot. This is what I do. This is how I do the thing. And then other people walk in and... Oh! The pain happens at the same time, so it's not exactly that, but... And we have our proximity and our closeness. You'd better return to your room. And she looks at him with fucking daggers. I am a pilot. This is my identity. How dare you? What has gotten into you? And he uses her full name. Have you done anything to convince me not to go? It doesn't make any sense to him. It doesn't make any sense to us, really. It shouldn't make any sense to her. She shouldn't have the impression of like, I am a pilot on the Argoman. I'm going out for another mission. We've done 30 in the last months. We've done 30. I'm just going out for another one. But she does have an impression that it's different, that she's not coming back this time, that she's going to go out for smokes and never return sort of thing. And that's the woven in weird new typey thing that I don't fucking understand still and maybe never will. Click. The visor closes and he's left standing there like, I was supposed to do something? What did you want from me? And the opportunity is lost. If you have to ask the question, you don't have the answer. What a precisely accurate depiction of some of the way that relationships between men and women work. This gets self-reported a lot. A lot. Usually by people who are looking back at their youth or their adolescence or their high school career or whatever. You'll get reports where people are like, yeah, there was this really cute girl in my high school who I had a huge crush on, and only 8 years later, when we met at a coffee shop in a different place, did she tell me that she had a huge crush on me the whole time and was just waiting for me to make a move. And it baffled me because I was like, what? What? You never indicated in any way that that was the case. That's the nature of the expectation, the dynamic. And so, given that dynamic, pulling way out into the metaphor for Zeta Gundam, boy stands there like, I was supposed to do something, and she's like, I'm already with the dude with the yellow hair and the bike, later. Because he walked up and was like, hey, you got a nice ass, let me hit it. And I was like, well, I guess the boy that I've been waiting for, who I have feelings for, isn't gonna come and get me. So sure, fuck it. And Char's left sitting staring at a cactus. Yeah. Click, clack, man. What did you want me to do? Alright. Dummies, actual visuals of the thing are really cool. There's the wipe that goes across that's really fucking sick. I don't know where it is. Where Koa drifts around like in a dream. And it takes her like a... Whoa. She's just adrift. As though... Well... Oh god, it's always so weird to me how... Maybe it's confirmation bias, or maybe it's something else. How so often... It happened most with Cyberpunk Edgerunners. The most. Like, I lived the experience of that show. Really weird. So often, the things that I talk about in the beginning of an episode's thing become hit on exactly in the episode. It's really strange. I talked about the unconscious kind of taking over and determining your behavior, my behavior. And me sort of like backward justifying it in ways that I don't think are actually true. for example, the gym thing and being like, well, it just doesn't align with my goals. I'm moving towards something else. Is that true, or am I just being avoidant? It's hard to say. Do I actually need to clean my room right now? I mean, yes, always. But do I actually need to clean my room right now, or am I just doing anything I can to avoid admitting my failures and watching Zeta Gundam, which will force me to evaluate my failures? The unconscious sort of drives you to that. And if I hadn't sat here and gone, I am going to turn the camera on, and turned it on, and if I hadn't said, and I did it on camera, and so I'll keep that in the thing, I'm going to sit here and I'm going to watch an episode, then I would have turned it off and gone skating and had a nice day and forgotten all about it. And then I'd, tonight I'd be like, all right, tomorrow I'm going to watch Zeta Gundam, and we'd be right back where we were before. Weird. But what we have in this episode is Rikoa being pulled by her subconscious, I think. Driven by her, almost as though her body takes over. Oftentimes, the body spits the spirit out and carries on to engineer some semblance of a normal life. Yours and mine, then, of course, it's normalcy. Where paranormal's normalized, normal is a phantom force that levitates the forks and knives of otherworldly parasites that quarrel over portion size, hit the floor, and you could be the next unfriendly energy to organize. Yeah, onward. Just an Aesop lyric that clicked in my head for that. Spits the spirit out and carries on. Like the body takes over, because you've messed it up. You've misaligned yourself. And so you find yourself compelled in a direction that you don't feel like you've chosen. You're just doing it. Are you the one who's been calling me? And everybody's looking at each other like worried about her, but they've got their own things to deal with, and so they can't really protect her. I feel a will, a powerful will. And he's there once more. Char's there one more time. It's not enough. And across the sea of stars, across his, I love that they're reflected in his glass, in his visor. Caesar. Go. We have this moment of safety, and she gets snapped out of it again. It's like, you're right. Thank you. What is wrong with her? Missed my chance again. Failure, failure, failure. Oh, this moment, I just love the rifling detail on the barrel. It feels really cool. And these full-frame blasts, blam, blam, layered behind. And then we do get them at a different point layered above. But she's out there chasing, out there fighting. Doesn't know who she's fighting, but... is it you? And it might be. Might be Yazan who she's after, really. Compelled by, drawn to, the man inside there. Oh, this is where we get those full frames. Blam. And they cover the whole frame in yellow-white. Ah, those are smexy and they're different, too. Cool. Shine! This whole sequence is excellent, with all the little cut-ins. And this, I can't move why. Hold on. Before this. She is pushing the button, I think. No, she's not. It's not depressed, is it? When she says, why can't I fire? It's not, I don't think she's saying, why can't the suit shoot? I'm pushing the button. She's saying, something is taking over her. Her body isn't letting her take action. She's not in control of herself. I guess the suit is an extension of the self, isn't it? Whoa. And he blasts, enough damage that should absolutely demolish her. I can't move. Why? I'm about to die, but I don't have any fear. And Yazan, pure willpower, right? He sees this illusory vision of insanity and goes, this won't trick me. Dude, what are you talking about? Yazan, you're a rational human being. I mean, an idiot, an awesome idiot. Idiot in a gangsta sort of sense, right? You're a rational human being. You see a fucking vision of a woman in a mobile suit. And you go, you can't trick me, spirits? What the fuck are you talking about? But it makes perfect sense to him in the moment, and we watch it, and it kind of makes perfect sense to me, too. Is this what was calling me? He tries again and again, and all these circumstances align. She says, I'm going to die, yet I'm not one bit scared. And then she says out loud, right, that's why I wanted to die. I don't know what she means. Because she's not scared? Because of whatever reasons are in her past, she's been seeking death this whole time? That tracks, because Rakoa has had a death wish this whole time. She's been seeking danger, trying to live on the edge, she says. And for her, in the mind of the writer, the presence of someone calling out to her, someone wanting her, someone needing her is the thing that pulls her from that. She goes, that's why I wanted to die. But if I'm needed, then hope. A reason. She was looking for it from Char, waiting for it from Char. The right man. Otoko, a good man. And Char didn't step up. And now she finds herself pulled somewhere else and pulled to Yazan. And we'll see what it does to her. Because I don't know if he's a good man. Right? He's a brute. He's a warrior for the purpose of fighting, right? And that might be correct for her. That might be a part of the author's ideation of pairing. Certainly, we see that in reality frequently. We see frequently women attach themselves to individualist, often edgy, sometimes somewhat violent men. And there are layers and layers of evolutionary biological explanations for that behavior. Not my forte, not my place to speak on them, but it does happen. Girls going for bad guys is like a meme. It's like a joke almost, because of how often it happens. Actually, the joke is sad, useless boys wondering why the girls go for the bad guys. Well, a couple million years of evolutionary history will do that to you. Agreeable people don't often move up. This world benefits those who are capable of reaching out and taking what they want. And that requires a little bit of edge, requires a little bit of unification with the shadow. It might be why I'm wrong about early access. It might be that exploiting people is correct, necessary. I'd like to hope otherwise, but I might be a fool for it. I think there's a way to be an iron hero, though. I think there's a way to stand by principles. I think it's possible. But I'm not there yet. Still, I'm going to aim for it. Anyway, that's so crazy. It's so... okay, we're gonna step back for a sec. It's so crazy how a piece of media can do that. You know, it can do the whole emotional resonance thing that we experienced earlier, where I put on 10 seconds of Symphogear and I'm a bubbling mess of blubbering tears. But it can also just create so much mirroring and reflection and indicate so much to you about yourself. Fucking awesome. Who is it? What? Were you calling me? The explosion goes. He snatches her from it first. Shoop. Why? Yazan couldn't answer that question. Why'd you grab her, man? Why do you care? She's an enemy combatant. I don't know. I felt the vibe. I felt the vibe. You won't compel me, spirits. Acts on the compulsion of the spirits. I don't know how I work. God, ain't that the truth? We so don't know how we work. Well, there's something else. Okay. True fact. Many women go for bad boys. True fact. You ask any of those women what they want in a man, and they'll tell you, I want a good, honest, upstanding citizen who can take care of a... They don't know anything about how they work. We don't know anything about how we work. Fucking mysteries to ourselves. That's why the art stuff is so important. That's why it's so fucking important. Because it reflects on us. It lets us see ourselves. This episode of anime is a better mirror than any piece of glass. Seems decent. Why? And the wide has no connection. Why is she here? Why is she fighting? Why is she on the side of the other people? Why did I reach out and grab her? Why do I feel something? What the fuck is wrong with me? I'm out here being a biker gang dude. What the fuck? I'm trying to murder people. That's my whole goal. I like to destroy enemy mobile suits and go fast. And hang out with the boys and crack a beer. The fuck am I doing? Hush, guitar. Nobody needs you to say that, guitar. We find out, and he immediately goes and finds Char. All right, harder situations. This is definitely a moment for sure. As we zoom in on Bright, I just get this impression. I would love for this zoom to just go way further, just like zoom way into his eye, and then him just be like, no respect. No respect. Because as soon as Char walks in, Wong is like, yes, we'll do exactly what you've said, sir. Go for it. We'll have everything that you want. Absolutely. Please. But for like 5 minutes before that, they've been arguing, and Wong has been like, you suck, and I'm not listening to anything that you say, Bright. Shut up. Shut up. I rule this place. Shouldn't you? I'm going to question every decision that you make. You suck at this. What are you talking about? And then fucking Char comes in and says the exact same thing. And Wong is like, yes, indeed. Brilliant idea. Smart. And Bright just sits there like, I said that 5 times. I said it 5 times. Exact wording. Ugh. I looked for you, Lieutenant Quattro. Yeah. I like the little hair flip here. Flip. And he knocks the glasses off, knocks the lens off of his eyes, so that we can see his bright eyes behind and get some humanity out of Char in the moment. If you'd just been a little bit kinder, this never would have happened. But because Char is Char, we don't get to know what he's feeling or thinking, really. Maybe shame. Maybe shame at yet another failure. Another person that he did care about who he's let die. Because it wouldn't be the first. And it probably won't be the last. And that's the end of the episode. I gotta pee so bad. I got a box. My box contains a selfie stick. This is for skating. Sweet. I was gonna watch the next episode as well. I don't know if I can. My eyes hurt. Excuses. But my eyes hurt. Part of that is that my whole face hurts because my wisdom teeth are coming in. Bottom right. All of the three that haven't come in yet are coming in, but bottom right is really coming in, and top right as well. It's just like a constant in the jaw, and it alters everything about experience. Pain really changes your whole experience of everything, man. It's crazy. It's crazy. This is a great episode. This show is really good. That's what I missed. By making it something that I had to do. I forgot the truth, which is that it's something that I want to do. As soon as it becomes a requirement, it stops being a joy. But there's joy in it. Wow. What a revelation. What a silly revelation. Hey, I love anime. What a surprise. Yeah, but it's shockingly easy if you hurt yourself doing something that you love to turn it into something that you don't feel like doing. That's what's going on with me in the gym. I'm really grateful for the opportunity to take the break. Because as I come back now, a little bit of my passion is reignited. I'm impressed by the show, and I'm curious about what will happen next. Like, Krakoa is in the hands of the enemy, and it literally in Yazan's hands. And then what does that say about what Tomino thinks about men, about different types of men, different types of people, different types of women, different types of people? How will these archetypal characters play out? I don't know. But I'm really down to find out now. I'm excited now. That's cool. For now, this video comes to a close. Thanks for watching. I don't know if I'll put this up on YouTube or just on Patreon or what. I should probably put it up on YouTube. By the way, one step closer to the new stuff. One step closer. Peace.